I, 40M, can't tell if this is a healthy reaction to her 32F decisions. One of the most hurtful, vile, heartless, and selfish things anyone has done to me was by my 40M recent ex 32F. I won't go into the painful details here. My other posts have the details, but are formatted terribly as I was distraught when writing them. But I looked forward to a home, a family, playing with the cat every day. For me it was playing with my girls every day. And waking up every day next to who I thought was a good friend, who I thought was my best friend. All of it shattered in an instant when the full scope of how awful she was came to light. Intense amounts of lies and a lot of cheating. The most egregious was her investing even more time and energy into lies and cheating on me rather than being there for me after a traumatic brain injury. I'll make a 100% recovery. Recently, I've begun to be angry. I'm also struggling with feelings of being let down, supremely disappointed at her. My disappointment isn't with the woman I fell in love with either. It's the gross self-serving, selfish and mean person she allowed herself to become with all the lies and cheating. I also still see this version of her that has redeemable qualities. Is this a healthy way to view someone? To see them as two different people? One being the woman I loved, my best friend, and the other person being a heartless monster? Or am I adopting anger and disappointment in an unhealthy way? I'm concerned that having this separation is a form of denial that won't allow me to accept the one version of her that exists in reality and won't be reconciled with all the disappointing and awful decisions she made. This sentiment is new to me. Has anyone else gone through this? And for the record, I cut her off completely. She wrote a few emails I've not read. I think because I don't want to pick the scab of the deep wounds she inflicted, and part of it is that I don't trust what she has to say. I feel like a vampire. 'Cause you don't know how bad I want to hurt you. It is incredibly deep. I'm approaching the end of the year thinking in what happens next after so much pain. Big choices, small choices, every little pain that I selected for myself. Where is peace? My palace, even well cared, stays devastated by loneliness. Every good thing that I have right now, even the ones I asked so hard and already came, remains under my fog of sadness. I know I must chase it, but I'm so tired. So answer me. Mental health is related more with my body care or my spirituality? I am depressed. Is this a chemical problem or only my responsibility? I should see drugs. I should see friends. I should see therapists. I do not think I am better than everyone. It is just that I feel like I don't need to listen to myself more. I already listen myself fine. I hear it so fine that it's loud as fuck in here. I already wanted to know, then I didn't wanted to know at all. Then I wanted that nobody knew that shit. Then I wanted that nobody knew what the fuck I was thinking about it. It gets so embarrassing in my head that I can only feel ashamed and humiliated about it. But it isn't simple. First, I feel ashamed finding myself incapable of dealing with life. It's not because I don't know that we all feel lost and experience that same kind of feeling, but my pain comes from my pride and how I thought I was so sharp, so perceptive. And that life is made of mistakes. I wanted to escape them so bad. Wonder if that isn't what the Greeks called fate. Another reflex of my shame comes from accepting that I was cheated. I hate feeling the impression that I carry in my back a big stamp that says, I am willing to forgive. I wish in secret that I become more like my GF that cared less about loyalty and intimacy when she did what she did. However, I know very well my own truth. I do care about it a lot. But there is a shame that is directly connected to her lover. It feels like I had lost. Like all my attention and effort in this relationship were traded by nothing. Literally nothing of that matter. Just pure lust. Even that it was only for a week, in that week that was what happened. In that night there was no reason to think in my side, in the pain I would feel, how that event would affect me. I get the feeling that humans don't ever see each other as friends. They never care for others' well-being, unless it is for politics reason. Isn't he the fucking cuties? The last shame I believe to be the shame of being completely devalued by my partner. How ungrateful she was about all the times I took care of her and hugged her when she was depressed. All that ingratitude materialized in one radical action. Like it was nothing. And that is because where there exists that imbalance of care and respect, the other side does not see them as less virtuous than the partner. That is the obvious accommodation of the mind. If there is nothing wrong, there is nothing to change. I'm frustrated. Really expected that you would be different. And I don't say that because I am disappointed. I'm saying that because after so long walking around with that thought in my head I concluded that I wanted to be taken care of. There is nothing immature about saying that I expected that you would take better care of me. You at that moment didn't mind letting me get what you wanted. And now I've sentenced myself to the challenge of healing myself without making you sick for it. I feel like a vampire, 'cause you don't know how bad I want to hurt you. I'm extremely sorry to say, but I am hanging it up officially today. I'm very appreciative of everything that you have done in taking your time and posting things that were intended to help my situation with closure and my upcoming divorce. I have the utmost respect for your craft and can see where a lot of people will benefit from the work you're doing here. And I have received some much needed relief from questions about the process and the angle that was taken to get my STBX out of the situation she was in married to me. On the other hand, unfortunately, there was more damage done on top of what was already there from trying to accept this way of counseling. No matter how hard I tried to buy into the anonymous way of counseling, I couldn't 100% because I know my wife and I know all her mannerisms. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the words in your post would sound just like her and the issues were spot on, but in the end she is someone who doesn't apologize nor accept fault in anything dealing with adult issues. So you acting as if it was her and saying that you were sorry for something stopped it right there. And the idea of hope being alive for any kind of reconciliation is a warming feeling and does change one's mood and outlook, but still hard to believe because it's BS. And I tried to lie to myself and keep hanging on waiting for her to want to fix it and be together again, only better this time, and it killed me inside when the letdown daily had to be accepted. So continue the good work and I wish you plenty of success, but in my case it's time to let go of the fantasy and accept the reality. Having my disabled daughter and her real-life needs that are my responsibility alone now that my wife has other obligations with her new partners is the major reason I can't play this game anymore. Good luck and goodbye. Sincerely, sticking the fork in. P.S. And as for the two females who recently visited me at my house and were doing the gaslighting shit just as my wife and her BF tried to do to me for the longest time, they can miss me with that dumb shit. I know it's a tool out of y'all tool bag that was my wife's support group and used to rescue her from the abuse she was dealing with married to me living at our house, so it wasn't hard connecting those dots at all. Plus their acting was subpar compared to my wife's and her BF's Academy Award-worthy performances.